Multifamily Mindset
podcast. Think bigger.
Hello, and welcome back, my friends, to another awesome episode of the Multifamily Mindset Podcast. I'm your hostess, Cyndi Maguire, better known as Cyndi. Show me the money, Maguire. I do wear a few hats around here: a strategist at the Multifamily Mindset, seasoned real estate investor, co-founder of Gold Bar Partners, and mentor to many budding real estate enthusiasts. If you're new here, we're happy you found us and super stoked to have you join our ever-expanding network. Whether you're looking for inspiration, practical advice, or just a good story, you've come to the right place. At the Multifamily Mindset Podcast, we serve up fresh content twice a week to keep you hooked and pumped. Every Tuesday, we get into some real talk with interviews featuring students from our network, sharing their journey and wisdom they've picked up along the way. Then on Thursdays, our mindset guru, Dallas Pruitt, breaks down the mindset magic from those stories. But wait, there's more. Wednesdays are all about Own the Outcome, a killer podcast hosted by the one and only Tyler Devereaux, the brains behind Multifamily Mindset. Tyler chats up with top tier individuals, digging into their journey to success and dropping some serious pearls of wisdom. So, whether you're here for the knowledge, the inspiration, or just to soak up some expert insight, you're in the right place, where every episode is your ticket to leveling up in the world of multifamily real estate. So, let's get this party started. Today, I'm excited to have two individuals who have joined our network: husband and wife, real estate investors, founders of Plutus Capital Investments, avid hikers, and loves to explore new adventures, parents to two fur babies, joining us all the way from San Diego, California. Let's give a big welcome to Olivia and Michael Greenwald.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
No, thank you for being here. I'm so excited to have you here. I mean, first of all, how long ago did we meet?
6 months ago.
Just half a year. This year, 2024,
Mhm.
you came to our boot camp. You were assigned to me as your strategist. Remember, I told you I was the best strategist here. Because that's how I identify myself. And you came to our San Diego event. You joined our mentorship program, and I reconnected with you just 2 months ago, almost a little over a month ago. And unfortunately, I didn't follow you through the last few months, and you tell me you're in a deal.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, what? You signed up when? And how quickly did you get into a deal?
Yeah, so it was April we signed up, and I think it was maybe a little over 4 months we were invited to come on and co-GP on our first deal. So very
Yes.
excited.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, before we get into all those details, let's tell the audience a little bit about yourselves, a little bit of your background.
Sure. So we're both from Chicago originally. I had joined the military. I served 5 years in the Marine Corps. We actually met while I was enlisted and had gotten married. Been together a little over 5 years now.
6 years. Been
Oh,
married
you're
5
right.
years.
You're right. But married 5 years now, a little over five. A few years ago, about 3 years ago, we started investing in single family homes, Airbnbs. We did a little bit of research and took the jump into the real estate space, and didn't really have any idea what we were doing, but looking back on it now, very grateful that we kind of just took the chance and jumped in and figured it out.
Yeah, definitely. We shortly after we got married, or actually just before, I had a significant loss in my life. I lost my dad pretty suddenly, and I know he has a similar experience with his brother earlier in life. And so it was just kind of like this wake-up call for me of, we need to do something else other than our 9 to 5s for our whole life. So we took the jump into short-term rentals. It's been a great journey. We're actually sitting at one of our short-term rentals right now. but it's a lot of work. It's not as passive as we thought. And for us, it's been just taken a lot of time to grow. And we saw the opportunity with multifamily and how you can grow a little bit faster and bigger.
So what were your 9 to 5s prior? Or are you still doing your 9 to 5?
We are both still actually doing our 9 to 5s. I'm still working currently as a helicopter mechanic on Camp Pendleton here in San Diego, a local real estate agent as well, and then running our short-term rental business. And now on top of it, the multifamily business.
Yeah. And then for my 9 to 5, I'm a mental health therapist. So, and then all of our business stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so you're doing multifamily part-time.
Yeah. We still have our W-2 jobs as full-time, and then the other 2 businesses, short-term rentals and multifamily, are both part-time, but we squeeze it in there.
Part-time until they can become the
Yes.
full-time.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to say you look very young.
Yeah. We are just turned 26 this year.
26?
Yeah.
Okay, you both are also young enough to be my children. We're not going to go over how old I just became, but you know what, I love the youth in this industry, in this business, because you know, I know 40, 50-year-olds saying, I can't do this. I don't know how to do this. And when you're 40 and 50, I think the saying goes, with age comes wisdom. So I would think you should be able to do this more than a 20-something-year-old. So I love how you're starting it young. If I could have started at 25, man, it would have been game over by 30 or something like that. No, probably not, because I love working anyway. So I'll probably still do the same thing I'm still doing today. But yes, audience, they're 26. They just turned 26. So that means you started at the age of 25.
Yeah,
Yeah.
jumping into multifamily at 25, and really, 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 really grateful to kind of have that recognition of knowing, like she said, that time is our most valuable asset, and that, you know, right now it may be kind of difficult juggling all these things, but you know, hopefully pretty soon here we'll be able to kind of have true time and financial freedom, which is our eventual real why.
Yeah, I know I speak to a lot of students where their whys is to have time with their family, time with each other, time for themselves, to travel. And yet the reasons why they don't want to do this is because they don't have time to do it. They don't want to carve out the time. So I love you. I mean, you're juggling 4 different streams of income or work to achieve that time freedom eventually. And I mean, just probably a few more years till you can maybe drop your W-2 job or something like that. But it's funny that I do see that time is the reason why they want to do it, and time is the reason they don't do it.
That's
Yeah.
so true.
Yeah.
But I absolutely understand. I lost my best friend of mine from high school and my parents in my early 40s. And my realization came in my 40s, not, you know, realizing time is so precious. We can't buy it. So we can just try to find as much time as we can to enjoy the little things, enjoy the people in our lives. So I totally get that. And I'm excited you realize that at a young age, because most of us grow up, what, you go to school, you work, hope your social security and your 401k will take care of you. And then we die.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds a bit morbid, but yeah, pretty
It's
much.
Mhm.
It's true. I mean, that's what I've seen happen with my dad. Like, he didn't even get to retire. So I did not want that to be our lives at all. And I'm
Well,
so grateful we learned that so young.
now you know it's not. You've already made those
Yeah.
changes. So
Mhm.
that's exciting. Let's talk about your real estate side, or let's call it your real estate adventure into multifamily investing. Let's talk about Plutus Capital Investments.
Yeah, sure. So that was our multifamily company that we started getting into this business. And Plutus, to us, it has a special meaning. Our two dogs, Hades and Athena, kind of following along with the Greek mythology pattern. Plutus is the Greek god of wealth and abundance. So, kind of falling in line with that theme. We felt that one really spoke to us,
Yeah.
and we really identified with that, and kind of having that abundance mindset, right?
Definitely. It felt really authentic for us, and to bring a little piece of our family into what we're doing.
Do you have a Greek background?
Not really.
Just some
No,
random like lines
no, Greek like our
Oh.
heritage. No, not really.
Or at least like Greek food?
It's
Yes,
good.
I
It's
mean,
good.
definitely.
Love the food. And so tell me what's Plutus Capital working on now?
Yeah, so right now we're raising capital for our first co-GP opportunity, and that's that 152 unit deal in Macon, Georgia, with a team of pretty well established operators, and getting to kind of just learn the ropes from there of everything that comes along with this business.
So that's 152 doors
Yeah.
Yes.
for your first deal.
Yeah.
Did you see that coming?
No.
Absolutely not.
We when we were invited to do that, it was kind of like, oh my God, are we ready? Like, have we started like building our network of investors like soon enough? And I think we both just took some time to reflect, and we're like, let's just do it. Like we just need to get in there and try. So definitely didn't see it coming.
I mean, what were you really questioning?
I guess I think, really just questioning myself and our own ability, like, can we really do this? So just kind of, again, jumping into it and learning through the experience of it and learning along the way kind of gave myself that confirmation that yes, we can make this happen. And going through all the uncomfortable stages and all the hard phone calls and hard conversations, those things just kind of reconfirmed, like, okay, this is just the first time we're doing this. We can figure it out.
Well, there's a first for everything, right?
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
And I mean, I'm gonna admit the first is usually the hardest because you
Yeah.
quickly learn what works and you quickly learn what doesn't. Or hopefully you quickly learn what doesn't. And so how did you get into the deal?
So we connected with the sponsor through some of the other people in the network we had made connections with. We were like referred to them, met with that sponsor a couple times, and just felt like he was really amazing to learn from and had so much experience and was really willing to teach and spend the time. And we really just liked his teaching style overall and wanted to be able to take part in the deal if we could.
And we were talking about your strengths and weaknesses. And at the boot camp, we always talk about focusing on your strengths and delegating the weaknesses. And I know you have a lot of strengths. First and foremost, your energy, your drive is absolutely infectious. And I knew, and what I was telling you earlier was that I knew you were going to be successful because you did everything we asked you to do. I mean, it's that simple. You just
Yeah.
do what they tell you to do. And what's crazy is sometimes I see people not doing what we just told them to do. I don't get it, but you're very, very good at following instructions. So let's talk about some of your strengths.
Yeah. So I think, along with kind of just doing what you're told, as uncomfortable as it may be, I think we both are very good at building and maintaining relationships with people. So I think that really benefits this business because coming from the single family side, there's a lot that you can shoulder yourself as an operator. You can figure out how to source a deal, how to get the financing, how to underwrite it, how to make sure it's all going to work. But coming into this space, your team and the people that you build relationships with, they are essential. They are necessary for your success. There is no way that you can shoulder all these things by yourself. So really building those relationships and putting people first, I think is something that we are both pretty good at doing.
Definitely. That's what I do for my 9 to 5 job all day as a mental health therapist. I listen to understand, and I think that gives me a really good advantage to be able to hear what our investors are needing. Is this really the right deal for you? Make those connections and just be there and care about our teammates and other people in the network and whoever we connect with. So
So
yeah,
as a
that's
newbie, as a starter, what would you say say to me? How would you build a relationship with me? Like, what are the first things you ask or talk about?
yeah.
I think for myself is really just getting to know you on a little bit of a personal level first and know who you are, kind of what your values are, and kind of just get a feel for who you are as a person, most importantly. And then second, I think to that is finding out how I can help you. How can I know it sounds so cliche and it's said all the time, but how can I provide value to you in this business and what you're trying to do? How can I help you move the needle? How can
Can
I
you
be
do that in one conversation?
No. I mean,
It's a series of building relationships, I'd say.
you can, but it might be a little blunt and, maybe not received.
Awkward.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm like,
So,
why is he asking me all these questions? What is he trying to get at?
yeah.
Yeah. I think initially just like maintaining eye contact is a big thing, and also just like saying their name back to them, I think, to let them know you're really listening, really receiving who they are, and then asking them questions, especially as a therapist. That's a huge skill. Like letting it lets people know that you care and you want to know.
Yeah, that's the how to win friends and influence people, right? Saying their
Yeah.
name over
Yeah.
and over again.
Absolutely. That's the best sound in the book for them.
My friends think it's funny because when I frequent restaurants all the time. If you've been listening to my podcast, you probably know that already. And when the the server introduces himself or herself to me, I get their name and then I introduce myself back to them and everyone at the table. And some people who've never eaten with me before thought it was really weird that I introduce the waiter, everyone else at the table. And I figure he's going to be serving us. We want to have this great relationship, right? I want to get my drinks on time, damn it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
That's
I agree with you. That's super important because it takes that relationship to the next level.
yeah.
What other things do you do to build relationships?
Yeah. I think one thing that is really important in relationship building is staying consistent. So like what would be used as a CRM or a client relationship management system. Even if it's not specifically one of those kind of softwares, just having some kind of system to track these relationships so that you know when is the last time I contacted this person? Who are they as a person? What did we talk about? What can I connect with them on again on our next phone call or conversation? I think that's really important, and just staying top of mind along with that consistency.
Okay, so when you look at your spreadsheet or your CRM system and you haven't spoken to someone in a month, do you call them? Like, is there a flag that says, call Mr. Smith, you haven't spoken to him in a month?
Yeah, I think kind of having maybe a time frame if you haven't spoken to this individual in however long, reminding yourself, okay, one of my tasks for the day is to contact so and so and reach out to them. Hey, how you doing? Would love to get on a phone call with you again and reconnect and see what you're up to. Just update. So I think within that certain time frame that you kind of have to set for yourself and figure out what is the best time frame to stay connected to each of these individuals.
That has been a success for me as well in keeping and building relationships. I find the more touches, I call it touches, the more touches I do, even if it's just a text, hey, how are you doing? How's the kids? Or especially on social media, if I see they went on vacation or something happened in their lives, congratulate them or ask them how the vacation was. Sometimes not even talking about business or money or investing.
Yeah, absolutely. Just keeping those current events and keeping you a part of their life in some way, shape, or form, or just keeping up with them as a person.
Yes, because
Yeah.
I know you send out messages to me all the time. So I appreciate that too. Even my little birthday note. So yeah,
Yeah.
that is such a great thing. If you can remember all your investors' birthdays or anniversaries, that is one more nugget in connecting with them that most people may not remember.
Yeah,
I
I actually just connected with an investor. We were doing a follow-up the other day, and they told me like a really big life event is happening like later this month. And so I put it in my calendar so I can make sure to text her on the morning of and be like, thinking of you today, hope it goes well. So yeah, I think that's a really big thing to do. That means a lot.
yes. I always appreciate it. I get a lot of those. So I'm just like, I like them. It makes you like them
Yeah.
because it to me it seems very heartfelt and that they were thinking of me. Now, if it's just their robotic AI, then I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. It
And
adds
then
the
I know there was something else you wanted to share too, Olivia, on how you build
Yeah.
relationships.
Yeah, I feel like it kind of goes with just like caring about people, like we were just saying, and like remembering those little things. I know this has been mentioned before on previous podcasts as well, but just like asking people how they are, caring about them without any expectation of, I want something out of this relationship, or what can I get out of this relationship down the line? Just truly caring and wanting to know how they're doing, I think is a really big deal too.
And now this is the money question. Are you ready? Are you two ready?
We're
ready.
ready.
How is it working with your husband or your wife in a business that you live together, you work it together, you sleep together? I mean, how do you do it? How do you do it?
It's definitely got its pros and cons. I think we're very lucky I think we're just very similar people. And we work in similar ways. And so it makes it easy to do what we need to do and stay connected on like our tasks and stuff. And I think like I kind of keep us set on our night routines of like, okay, we need to plan out what we're doing for the business tomorrow. And then in the morning, he tries to wake me up. I'm not as good at waking up early. And so we kind of keep each other accountable. Um, but on the con side of things, it really does make it harder to just like be husband and wife sometimes and just separate our lives from the business.
Yeah, I think there's a lot there. I think we initially running the short-term rental business for about 2.5 years prior, we kind of got a taste of, how these roles and how we fit together and how we, kind of balance the two out. But it it definitely still has its challenges in maybe our own expectations of what good work looks like or how each of us work best. Like I may not plan things out as well. I may just try to throw things into action and see what happens and learn from it. And she might be a little better at taking a little bit of intention beforehand and making sure, okay, we're going to do X, Y, Z to make this happen. So
Why am I not surprised you just said that?
It's also so um I feel like it's such a blessing though to have each other in this process. Like I remember for my first broker call, I was in tears. I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna make this call. I'm so scared. They're gonna think I'm an idiot. And he just like comes and hugs me and he's like, you got this. You got this. And I'm like, did some deep breaths, picked up the phone and did it. And it made it so much easier. So
it definitely helps on the bad days that are inevitable too.
yeah.
The days where one of us is doubting ourselves and can go to the other and say, I'm really not feeling it today. Like, I don't know how we're going to make this happen.
Yeah.
And to be able to lean on the other person, and hopefully they're having a little bit better of a day and can say, you know what, I know you got this, even if you don't know you got this today. So,
So you mean to say you're each other's cheerleaders?
yes, all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
We have to be to it. It's a great part of that relationship. It's
So I have
probably
a
the best
question. I have a question. Do you ever disagree on anything?
Definitely.
all the time.
And who wins?
It's
I want to say nobody wins, but I feel like it's me.
oh,
I feel like I can be more dominant.
I
Mm,
think that's the secret to marriage is the wife is always right.
happy wife, happy life, right?
Yes.
uh,
No, seriously. So if you have a disagreement or you see things should be done one way and the other, how do you compromise?
It's a really good question.
I think both just kind of at the beginning prefacing that, hey, we have the same objective here. We are on the same team. We are not opposing each other. So, kind of breaks the tension there a little bit and helps me recognize like, okay, we are both just trying to solve the same problem here, and we can come to a compromise or a resolution, even if it's not 100% what I want or 100% what she wants.
Yeah.
So,
I
so
think
do you recommend this to married couples?
not every married couple, I think. I think if you are really willing to commit to this and you have a strong foundation and like spending a lot of time with your partner, heck yeah. I think he and well, I guess I'll speak for myself, but I like to spend a lot of time with him.
I do
So
too.
blending this part of like our career and business lives together for me was like, okay, cool, like more time we get to spend together. So um yeah, I feel like it'll probably work really well for some couples and maybe not as well for others, and that's okay.
S- Listeners out there, you heard what Olivia said. So if you have any issues working with your spouse, they've experienced it. She does work in mental health. So I'm sure, and she is such the go-giver as well. She's someone you want to reach out to. I know she'll help you, and I know
Oh,
she'll love doing it.
yep, absolutely. I'll connect you with some of my couples therapist peers as well.
2.5 years short-term rental. Now you go into multifamily. Why the switch?
I think it was, I mean, in the short-term rental business, it's so hands-on. Like we've done all the automations and everything, but it's still so much upkeep of like ordering supplies regularly. Like we're a regular property manager with what we do. And also trying to grow our portfolio. I mean, I think we've grown it pretty fast, like a home a year. But it it doesn't help us build the generational wealth as quickly as we want. And it's taking a little bit longer to get to that financial freedom. And so when we saw, at least personally, when I saw the ad for multifamily, the 90-minute intro course with MFM, I was like, this could be a totally different avenue that would give us back some of our time by not being the property manager and help us build that wealth at a faster speed. And he had actually found those, I don't know if you had seen the ads before or like other resources for it, but you had started telling me about it before I even saw it come across my feed.
I had sent you the link for the master class or the introduction class actually.
That's
And
right. Yeah.
you went to it, and she signed us up for the 3-day workshop. And um without even I didn't even actually attend the master class with her, but just hearing her talk about it and get so excited about it and hear the potential within it from her, I was like, let's go, commit, like we're going full in.
Yeah.
So I think for myself, switching from single family and short term to multifamily, the goal really with short term and single family in my mind when we started was passive income to replace W2 to live our life how we want. So seeing the potential within multifamily of true passive income, that was the real game changer and head turner for me to say, we need to put our full selves into this now. No more shiny object syndrome, no more,
Yeah.
but look at this is what we're doing. And fully committing and making a decision to make this thing happen.
Yeah. Truly, by the time we walked into the 3-day boot camp, I said to myself that morning, I was like, this is the first day of the rest of our lives, because this is what we're gonna do and we're gonna make it happen. And then yeah, the rest is history.
Oh, I love the focus. Great focus. I mean, you do have a military background, so got the drive, you got the discipline. I
Yeah,
know that discipline that you have in you is helping you go further faster.
absolutely. Absolutely. It's either at the end of the day, either you make it happen or you don't. There's no middle ground. At the end, it is really truly up to you. Anything else is just an excuse.
I call it BS, right? We all know what BS means. Belief system. It's their belief system.
Yeah. Yeah.
So share with us a fun fact about you two.
So for me, I graduated high school and college pretty early and finished with my bachelor's degree at 19.
19. So you're like a Doogie Howser. You don't know who Doogie Howser is, do you?
No, I did not know.
Those that are about 50 years and older will know the TV show Doogie Howser. He was just a brainiac, a prodigy as a child that became a doctor. How about you, Michael?
Yeah, sure. I was a state qualifying gymnast and also a cheerleader.
Cheerleader. That's why you're so awesome at supporting Olivia.
That's what I was thinking when he was talking about like how we were talking about how he supported me, and I was like, yeah, he knows how to be a
I
cheerleader.
am a good
I know.
cheerleader.
And I'm
You
like,
see
did
it.
you see? I'm like, oh, cheerleader.
Yeah, yeah.
So are you gonna do us a cheer? No, I won't.
Well, maybe not. Maybe not.
I won't make you do that, but I expect you to do one of those roundhouse things the next time I see you.
I'll do
Oh,
it.
he'll show off his backflip any day he
Just
can.
just for you.
Sweet, sweet. I only can do cartwheels, but and so lastly, if you can share any advice to our listeners who are interested in multifamily investing.
I think for myself, the biggest piece of advice that I would give is betting on yourself. It's really difficult in the beginning to have this deep-seated belief in yourself that you can make this happen. And, through our own support is the only way we've been able to kind of maintain that. So betting on yourself that you can do it and really believing that and internalizing that has helped me. And then also another thing that I constantly have to remind myself of is as long as I don't quit, I will win eventually. If the only time I lose is when I quit, is when I give up. So just keep doing whatever you need to do, as small as it may be, and just don't quit and you will win.
Yes, Olivia.
I would say, I'm gonna be cliche here, but just do it. Nike. Do it through
Just
do
do
it
it.
through tears, do it scared. If you've committed to this, you owe it to yourself. Just do it. Take the steps you need to. And also make sure you have your definite purpose and what it is you're striving for that will keep pushing you to just do those things that are hard.
So I'm gonna be cliche too, since you did mention Nike and just do it. So then we could say, be like Mike.
Ooh.
There you go. That's a good one. That's a good one.
I know we call you Michael, but you could go by Mike too. So you could be like Mike.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So where can our listeners find you?
You can find me on Instagram. My username is Olivia_Greenwald 22. On Facebook, I'm Olivia Greenwald. And then email would be Olivia@Plutus Capital Investments.
And then for myself, Instagram handle is mastermindmichael_. For Facebook, Michael Greenwald, LinkedIn, same thing, Michael Greenwald, and then email michael@plutuscapitalinvestments.com as well.
So you heard it. Keep in touch with them. They're great people to hear from, learn from. Their youth, their energy, it's infectious. And thank you too so much for coming on today. I appreciate everything you've said. I love what you're doing, and I look forward to hearing more of your successes. And for your listeners, thank you, my friends, for tuning in today. We hope you enjoyed our episode with Olivia and Michael. And please join us again for more stories, insights, and inspiration. Until then, keep thinking bigger and get better every day.
Multifamily mindset. Podcast. Think bigger.